Hi everyone, this is your favorite high achievement sisters Ready, and welcome back to this channel. If you are new, I want to say thank you so much for subscribing, for sharing, for commenting. All of the likes that you give, it helps my videos, so thank you for that. So recently I did a video titled what is happening to your land. Okay, so out of the comments I received, majority really focused on the taxes. So a lot of you have been asking, what is the current tax status? Where do I pay the taxes? Or, can I pay my taxes on X, Y, and Z? And so instead of responding to individuals, I decided to formulate a video that can be a reference point. However, I want you guys to note that each year there might be even a change, so it's best that you follow up with the Liberia Revenue Authority to ensure that the tax codes are still applicable to the year that you are looking to file your taxes. So let's get to it. So if you are a property owner, I'm going to break this down for you and hopefully it helps. So let's start with the kind of taxes that they collect. Okay, so they have domestic tax. Okay, so under that, let's discuss residential taxes. So I'm going to break this down into like a house, a condominium, an apartment that you live, but not necessarily for business purpose. Okay, it's not a business purpose, meaning you are occupying that space but nobody's renting from you. That is considered a residential property. So what is the tax that you have to pay, the percentage that you have to pay to maintain this property and keep it in good standing? So for a residential property, you are going to be paying 0.25%. Take note, 0.25% of the property value. So let me give you an example. Say this house is $50,000. So what that means is you're going to multiply the value of that home, which is 50,000, times 0.0025. So that's an equivalent of $125. This is what you're going to pay annually. Let's say you had a house that is $45,000. The same is very much applicable. You will do $45,000 times 0.0025, and that would be an equivalent of $112.50. You want to round it up to $113. That would be for your residential home. So let's move over to commercial. So remember, we define residential as townhomes, multifamily, your apartment. When I mean apartment, it's not commercial based apartment. Okay, that's a residential type of property. The other aspect here is commercial space. So if you have properties such as office spaces or retail spot, things that you're going to rent to properties that you're going to rent to others would be considered commercial properties, because of course you're getting some funds back and it's commercialized. So how much do you pay for a commercial space when you have that and you're leasing it to other people? Your tax, it will be 1.5% of your property value. So let's do your math. If your property commercial space is $50,000, you need to do 50,000 times 1.5. That would be an equivalent of $750. Okay, so you guys are having me sound like DMV. So that is really your fee for places that have already been established. Okay, now we're talking about livable spaces or places that can be done businesses. So now you wonder, Emma, I don't have those kind of properties, but I have a land. Okay, before I give you guys all this info, I want you to subscribe and you need to share with your friends. Okay, so we can all have this content Very important. The other aspect is the land space. What is charged for a farmland versus a land to build on residential or commercial space. Very different taxes. So, but we start with a land, just a plot or a lot. If you have a land space that is just a lot, you need to determine if it's within city limits, okay? For example, if you have a land within Monrovia or even surrounding Montserrado County, within Montserrado County, it's a different fee that you have to pay. If you have a land in an urban area, it's also a different fee that you must pay. So let's break this down. So you have a plot in Sincor, Dubois Road, Bummy, whatever it is that is within the Montserrado belt or even Maygibi belt. This is what you will be paying. But for the sake of this right here, we're gonna do the Montserrado belt. So you have land, Montserrado. So many of you could say, well, I have land in Bummy, you know, I have land, some type of soul clinic, whatever it is within the Montserrado belt, you are entitled to pay this amount of tax. Let's say you have a town lot in a city within the city limit. Your percentage you have to pay is 5%. Okay, so assuming your lot is worth $50,000, and guys, it's not impossible because spaces within the single area, my people, can actually really be expensive. So if you have a property value, and evaluation does not also mean how much you bought the land at the time, it could also mean what a increase to after you've purchased. So if your land is $50,000, your 5% fee will be equivalent to $2,500. This is for a lot within the city limit, okay? It's a city lot. Now, how about urban areas? Let's say we had a farm, or perhaps you have a farm, you the viewer here, you have a farm. And your farm, listen to me carefully, is within city limit, okay? Not somewhere in Grand Jeter or Grand Cook County or Cape Mount, whatever. Your farm lot, if it's $50,000, your fee is 0.4. So that means it's 4% of the value of your land. So if it's 50,000, you're gonna multiply that by 4%. So it will be 50,000 times 0.04, and you will get your math. So 50,000 of 4% for a farm lot would be equivalent to $2,000. If you have a farmland, listen to me. Remember, we were talking about lots. Now, if you have a farmland that is well above an acre, pay attention. Before, it was a lot of a farmland, okay? And that was at 0.4%. If you have a farmland that is over an acre within a city limit, your tax percentage will be 5%. So you multiply your value of your acre or more times 5%. So for example, if your farm value is $50,000, you will multiply 50,000 times 0.05, okay? 0.05, that would be equivalent to $2,500. Okay, you guys, this is a lot of math, but this info is very, very much necessary. So that right there is within city limits. And so you're wondering, some of you guys who say, oh, I want this land, but you know, I don't want it like far away. That's what you're going to be paying for land within city limits. So some of you who I have actually done transactions with, and you buying land within my giving, you still complain, well, that's your problem. So what happens if you have a farm that is within an urban area, not within the city? Of course, if you're out of the city, that's urban area. You're in an urban area. That would mean you are going to be paying a 0.33%, 0.33%. Assuming your property, I'm going to use 50,000 just for the sake of simplicity here. So assuming your urban lot, farmland, is within an urban area, as the name suggests, you will be paying 0.33. So 0.33 times $50,000 would be equivalent to $165,000. Farmland within urban areas at a 0.33% would be equivalent to $165 in taxes. So that's pretty much, I've talked about residential, I've talked about commercial, I've talked about vacant lots for real, for town, for city, within a city limit. I've talked about farm within a city limit. I've talked about farm outside of the city limit. You have land within countryside. Many of you buy land in the countryside and it's probably like $50 and you think you're so happy about it. Okay? If you have farmland in the countryside, for example, like I said, the southeastern part of the place, just outside, you guys, Maryland, whatever. If you have a farmland within the countryside, you're gonna be paying 0.25%. Do your math again. If your farmland is worth $50,000, again, generic number here, times 0.25, that would be your equivalence. If you have a farmland within the countryside and is $50,000 worth, you would be paying 0.25% for your taxes. That is equivalent to $125. So 50,000 times 0.25 equals $125. These are some of the breakdowns, but this is not all of it. Okay, I have another video where I will talk about lots that are within city limits. Now that you guys have heard the residential, the commercial, the city lots, the farm in city limits, the urban farm, the countryside, I still have a lot more to share, because you are still going to be asking questions about how about units on a farm, how about units on a town lot, and how about units on an improvement project. Those are all different taxes. So you guys, you have to come back to the next video to get the gist of everything. Thanks for watching with me. Share this video, comment, like, and of course, if you agree to any of this part, fine. If you don't, that's also okay too, because I research this info, and also because it's applicable to me. You guys know I have commercial spaces, I have residential, and I have farm. So all of this is very much applicable to myself. So come on next time and we will talk more taxes as it relates to your property. So many of you guys can also reach out and let me know what you want to hear on this channel regarding this topic. All right, talk to you soon.